Wow. On today's episode of Connor Presents, we're traveling inside the life-size Noah's Ark, talking about the man crazy enough to build it and unearthing a religious cult that has been brewing underneath the surface of America for decades.
Deep in the heart of Kentucky, a man is building an ark. He doesn't think he's the new Noah, but he does think the Bible story may in fact be factual, and he wants to open a theme park to make the case.
Did man and dinosaurs live together?
Rebuilding Noah's Ark, that's only phase one.
The whole point of this park is to teach people that these biblical events were real history in real time that actually happened.
We want you to tweet, we want you to blog, we want you to post, because we want 7 billion people to come here.
Oh my god, there's so many more people here than I thought there would be. Wow, there are so many more people here. I don't even see it.
Oh my god, look at the line.
What?
Is that just do we have to take a shuttle there?
$15 for parking.
Thank you so much. We're in. I can't believe we're doing this. The line is so long. Can I just get an adult ticket?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be $58.78.
Bro, I cannot believe this exists. I cannot believe they have a pride flag.
They don't. They're reclaiming the rainbow.
Welcome to Pride Month. Wow. What do we find ourselves here today doing? We've infiltrated Christian Disneyland, as it's called, to go right inside a life-sized Noah's Ark. Now, before we get inside, I can already hear you asking, Connor, why is there a life-size Noah's Ark in the middle of rural Kentucky? Well, the Ark Encounter, as it's called, is a for-profit theme park run by the company Answers in Genesis, a Christian young earth creationist group. Yes, we will unpack what that string of words means in a moment. Basically, all you need to know for now is that they're a subsect of Christianity that believes everything in the Bible should be taken literally. Oh, and that the earth is only 6,000 years old. This is crazy. To understand the Ark, we've got to talk more about the creationists. The young earth creationists are a group that started in the mid-1900s around the idea that the Bible is without error and everything written in it is factual. That means the earth and universe were created in only 6 24-hour days. Humans and animals were all created in their current forms at the same time, disproving Darwin's theory of evolution, and death only happened after the fall of man, meaning that dinosaurs and humans coexisted together. Oh, and by following Adam and Eve's family tree, they can conclude that the earth is only 6,000 years old. Yeah, I know it's a lot to swallow. And I know what you might be thinking. How can the earth be 6,000 years old if we have fossils and rocks dating back millions and billions of years? That is what brings us back to the Ark. This segues us nicely into talking about our main attraction, this giant ark and why it exists. You see, because creationism disputes so much of what we consider as scientific fact, evolution, geology, the Big Bang Theory, they're left to fill in the holes with their own explanations. Enter the flood. Noah's Ark and the flood are crucial in explaining creationism. Millions of years of fossils? No, that's just rapid fossilization due to every animal dying at once during the flood. Dinosaurs are extinct? That's just because only a few of their kind were allowed on the Ark, and then unfortunately those perished as well. Different races of people, even though we all come from Adam and Eve? That's because each of Noah's 3 sons married women with different ethnicities. So when they moved to different regions to repopulate the earth, we all turned out looking a little differently. So much of creationism hinges on the flood being real. So what better way to build a monument to creationism than by building an ark?
He sent you detailed drawings, did he?
No, he just told me.
It's tough to say if the Ark Encounter is just a tourist attraction or really a massive creationist indoctrination tool. The Ark's creator, our modern Noah, is a man by the name of Ken Ham, and he's made it clear that his mission is to spread young Earth creationism to all.
Next time somebody says millions of years ago, what do you say to them? Were dinosaurs on the Ark? Well, how old would most of your fossils be? 4,500 years. Well, I think we've thoroughly taught you.
Whether it's through debating Bill Nye, his equally popular Creation Museum, or his promotional company Answers in Genesis, Ken makes it clear that he has the answers that you're looking for. And I think that's just it. I think the reason creationism's popularity is rising so fast is because it claims to have all the answers. In this day and age, science is at a point where it's just getting too complicated for the average person to understand. I mean, I went to a science university and I still can't tell you what a quark is. And couple that with the growing hesitancy around the legitimacy of scientific research, and you have prime real estate for a new messiah to swoop in and take the burden of understanding off your shoulders and tell you what's really going on. So in comes Ken and his creationism to the rescue. Unfortunately, as we know, Ken's scientific method is really just pseudoscience, and what's actually being done here is rampant spreading of misinformation. But oh boy, does it work. I was blown away by just how popular the Ark was. I mean, there were thousands of people there. I read afterward the chilling fact that according to a 2019 Gallup poll, 40% of adults in the US believe in a creationist theory. And as we ventured further and further into the Ark, passing families with their matching church t-shirts, reading plaques on how the Grand Canyon was formed in a year, or how climate change was a lie, I couldn't help but feel sad. Sad that this monument to misinformation was here. Sad that it was so popular. But most of all, sad about the children. All over the Ark, there were children getting their heads filled with pseudoscience presented as fact. And they didn't know any better. Who goes to a museum and expects it to be filled with lies? I learned later that Answers in Genesis, the parent company of the Ark, often praised how popular their dinosaurs were with children. And I couldn't help but feel that all this attention given to dinosaurs on the Ark was just a subtle way of enticing kids to come in and learn the true science of how the world was made. Another indoctrination tactic that preyed on the susceptibility of their young, malleable minds. And now I'm back home, and after a few days of looking back on the footage and processing it all, I'm mostly just confused. What I went into thinking would be a fun Bible story theme park morphed into this sad, confusing tale about how misinformation can be taken to the extreme. And there's so much more that could be piled on top of this that I didn't get into. How they destroyed a local town, their massive tax break scandals, their mission to take back the rainbow, their PhD scientists unearthing alternative facts. So much more we could talk about. But if I had to boil it down to one thing, it would be this. If you find yourself inside a life-size Noah's Ark in the future, maybe take it all with a grain of salt. And I'll leave it at that. To see more that just couldn't fit into this episode, as well as discussions on what it was like to experience all of this, head on over to patreon.com/ConnorPresents. So there was this thing that happened while we were there that I didn't happen to get on camera, but it was kind of insane. So basically this guy came up to me and